Okay guys, so quick little addendum. This is pretty important. So we had talked about having a hard time welding and all the paint is just causing problems, and I had this in the back of my head. I was like, wait a minute, I have this stuff called solar flux. I bought this a long time ago, like a year ago or something, when I did my exhaust system. You can paint this on the inside of a pipe, and it's basically just adding flux that, sticks to the backside and helps with the weld. Flux cleans things. This is supposed to be a special type, but anyway, this is powder. You basically mix it with what I do is I put the powder in like a cup, and you have to add alcohol. This is the solvent. So you add in some alcohol, mix it up, and then you can basically paint it onto the area you're gonna weld. So literally you blob this stuff right over the clean metal that you want to weld, and flux is a cleaner. So you can see here I painted this. I mean, it looks like you took a crap on it, but I want to show you. I should have cleaned this, but this weld I did after putting flux down. So like this one, no flux. This one, flux. But here's the thing. These first two weren't flux, but then the rest of this was. So this welded like a dream. Holy shit, it welded like 50 times better. And 50 is not an exaggeration. I mean, I pulled the trigger and just went all the way. I think at the very end I had to stop and add a little. Like it started to blow a hole. But holy crap, it's that sound of like frying bacon. The weld puddles just laying down. I know you can't see my hand, but it's just like laying into the metal. I've got the heat turned way down. I might could actually turn it up, but this welded good enough that I don't want to mess with it. But man, I'm super happy. And then here's another one. Same thing. So these first two were just like, maybe that was flux. But you can see as the heat got going, it just kind of melts in. I don't have a chipping hammer to like knock the flux off of this. Maybe I should have. But I promise you, this weld looks way better than what I was getting before I used flux. And it sounds better, and it's not blowing holes in here as bad. Holy crap. I actually did think of this, but this kind of sounds bad. But I have ideas all the time, and a lot of times they don't really work. This one worked. So yeah, moving forward, every weld on this car where I got to weld onto painted metal, I'm going to do this. I'm going to clean them, and then I'm going to flux it, unless I come up with an even better way. But holy shit, that makes it easier. So you can see here we got this caked up. This is what it looks like when it dries. So like this part that's kind of dark, all the alcohol hasn't evaporated yet. But this spot it has because it looks dry. And yeah, this is wet, so I didn't, I put this on way too thick. It's going to take a while for that to dry. But basically I ran out of flux. I got to go make some more. But yeah, that makes all the difference in the world. So I wanted to mention that. That's I wish I'd have known that. I wish I'd have tried that earlier. But yeah, that was worth noting. That was something I complained about a lot a little while ago. Man, that makes all the difference. So we're going to mix up some more and get this applied, and then we'll do that other welding. I'll show you what we've been working on and what we'll be doing next. So we're still doing chassis work. So like we said last time, we got the back end a lot of the hard work done. There's still a little bit, like you can see the edge right there. I'm going to weld that, and probably going to do a little bit of cutting there just to kind of reshape it. And then of course we're going to put some plates, kind of box this and weld that shut. Just haven't got to it yet. But right now we're mainly focused in removing metal. The reason I welded those seams back up, it just needed to be done. I thought that was pretty important. I don't want any of this stuff to move. Like actually, after you cut this, you could actually see that this was trying to open up because it was literally not welded. So in that case, it needed to be done. So, but yeah, we're mostly trying to get all the metal out that we don't need. So I'll kind of show you what we've been working on lately. This may not look like much if you're not familiar with what a Miata chassis really looks like when you get everything out of the car. But this corner is usually full of a bracket. So this piece, all of that, this piece, this piece, this piece, there's this huge like assembly of metal that occupied that entire corner. And actually this came down, and there was actually a small spot where you put a bolt in that holds the brake pedal assembly. It's like a brace. Took that out too. We're gonna put a brace back, but I wanted a different one just so I could get rid of all this. But yeah, so we try to get the car's like halfway on the lift right now. But you can see this stud I still got to cut out, But if you were to go across the firewall, these 3 I taped. Those are important, so we kept them. But most of the others have just been cut off. Like you can see that one's gone, and as you go around the firewall, they're everywhere. Little studs that have been removed. So a lot of progress there. A lot of sheet metal brackets, like you can see these are almost gone. And then this one was in process. We got to deal with that soon. But yeah, same thing over there. Got that corner one. I got to clean it up with a grinder. But a lot of the hard work's mostly done. Man, cutting these out sucks. It's just that the way they're manufactured, it's, you know, it's kind of a good design. It's lightweight and rigid. But there's no easy way to get in there and cut these. You just basically have to nibble them out little chunks and pieces at a time. It's not like you can just go cut and it falls out. Or at least I don't know how to do that. I don't think I have the right tools to, I don't know how you would do that. So mine came out in about 100 different pieces. These floorboards were just full of like metal shavings and stuff from all the cutting and grinding, so vacuum those up. But yeah, this is coming along nicely. I'm pretty happy. We're going to keep going. I got to get that middle piece out. We're going to clean those edges up. That one stud over there's got to go. There's probably something else. I need to do something with those. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet, but we got to do something. But anyway, what I wanted to say is we're getting close to coming up to the front of the car. So luckily we only have half as much work for obvious reasons, but I think we'll start on this today. We're actually going to go around and cut this whole seam all the way back, and then this whole corner is going to get cut out. And over here, we already started on the corner years ago. So this seam here will basically, this sheet of metal here, which you see right there, is going to go straight all the way back. So all that metal there is going to get disappeared, and then we'll weld something back as required. But of course we got to keep that open for the steering shaft. So we'll see how that goes. Looks like, I don't know, we'll figure it out. But I want to do that and kind of clean that up, and that little piece of metal, we'll probably take that out. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, we're going to get rid of those seams, and then these boxes. This one, let's see if I can show that. See that distance? We come over to this one. It's shorter. I don't know how well that shows up. But basically I'm going to kind of, these are just saw cut as is. So we're going to take a grinder and kind of pretty these up. I don't want to grind this back too much more because I like having this little bit of a lip. That makes welding it easier, as I've learned. So we'll grind them back a little bit, and then you can see like right here, there was an oopsie. So clean that up with a grinder, as you know, what we can. Same thing over here. I think, yeah, there's actually worse over here. That little step, just 2 saw cuts meeting in the middle is what that is. But we're going to get that cleaned up. I haven't decided if we're going to weld that seam or not. We may, because there are multiple layers of metal coming together here. You can kind of see, but there's body filler in here too, so that makes it very difficult to weld. But we'll see. Maybe I'll do it anyway. It would probably be better to weld this, as bad as it's going to suck. But yeah, front end work, going to be fun. I haven't thought of these yet. I think these are going to stay. I could totally see, like, you know, prettying that up a little, because this, yeah, see, it's not even the same on that side over here. It's more like what I want, like a triangle. And then this one, yeah, I don't know. We'll look at that. Maybe we'll modify those as well. I don't know. The cool thing is this is the hot side, so it gives you some extra space, which is nice, which is kind of the whole point of a lot of this. And you can just noticing like there's still studs and stuff. So going to be a few things on the firewall coming off, little grinder work, get that cleaned up, and then we might try to scrape this out of there. I don't know. It looks like filler adhesive or something, so we'll see if that'll come off easy. I don't know how much work. It depends how much work it is. If that comes out without too much trouble, I'll take it out. Otherwise, we'll see. I did get a wire wheel tool to go in the angle grinder, so I bet you the wire wheel will like chew this soft stuff up pretty quick. Maybe it'll even do that. We'll see. But this is probably gonna need a screwdriver or something. But we did actually buy some tools to help with this. So maybe we'll try that. But yeah, that's kind of the plan. Gonna keep working on this chassis. We've had, man, so everyone who's big into Miatas has heard the phrase Gram Strategy. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. This bucket is actually fairly full, and it's just, I mean, if you zoom in, look how tiny some of these pieces are. Like, look at this, you know? Does that weigh much? That's what I was talking about when I said I had to nibble those corner pieces out. This is what I'm talking about, just little bitty piece after little bitty piece. That's just how it went. But this bucket has probably got a good 15 pounds of metal in it right now. And there's a few bigger pieces, but a lot of it's just little stuff. So pretty cool. I don't have a count right now, but if I had to estimate, I'd say we're probably approaching 120 pounds removed from the shell, roughly. Just like I said, approximate. I don't have a exact number right now, but I'd say it's probably safe to say 115, and we're probably coming up on 120. Just guessing. So pretty cool. Definitely 100%. When we finally get done stripping all this, I'm going to knock the brake lines out, unbolt that e-brake cable, and I think the mirrors. No, the mirrors are on the doors, so those are off too. So we're really close. I see hinges up here. Those need to come off. But yeah, we are going to unbolt whatever we have to. I want to weigh this thing just as it is. I Googled it, and it turns out the number is 495 pounds. That's what a 99 Mazda Miata weighs, just a bare tub. So I want to see what this one weighs. Our goal is probably about 350. And I really doubt we're going to get down to 350. I really doubt that. You know, that's basically 150 lighter. I don't think we've pulled 150 pounds out of this. But we'll see. That'd be awesome. The cool thing about that is it would offset the weight of the cage, which is really what, you know, lighter's better, but if I'm being honest, I hate putting all that weight in the cage, so I would feel so much better if, you know, we pulled 150 out of the car and then put 150 back with the cage. So we're still, you know, kind of back to where we were, but with a much stronger, safer chassis. That'd be great. So anyway, guess that's the update for now. I'll bring you guys back when we make some more progress.